Good day and welcome to Ejc News, your monthly recap of news items taking place across the East Jamaica Conference of Seventh-day Adventists. I'm Fabia Phillips Lawrence. In the news, couples experience Enrichment Day. Ejc participates in Day of the Deaf, first community services retreat held. We'll take a short break.
Calling all men, calling all men. A special convention is being held just for you, August 27, 2016, under the theme Transforming Agents at the Macedonia Seventh-day Adventist Church. Special speakers, Drs. Astor Bauer, Eric Nathan, Keith Wedderburn, Lincoln Wright, Pastor Mandy Phillips, and Sister Venice Roberts. Come hear special music from various male chorales. See you there. EJC's 5K Health Run and Walk is just around the corner, Sunday, September 25, 2016, under the patronage of Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton. Your health is your wealth. Come out and support this venture in aid of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing Ministry.
Thanks for staying with us. Now the news in detail. Couples from all over East Jamaica Conference turned up for a special Enrichment Day at the Carm Speed Auditorium early July. Here are some highlights.
She had an accident and she had to wear the collar to keep her neck firm. When she went to bed, she and her husband decided to have sex. Somewhere within the process, they experienced what is called good orgasm. And she said when they completed the sex act and she did like this, the pain was gone.
Level 3 communication is where you begin to connect and communicate as a couple, where you begin to big up you're enriching each other because you're now communicating at the opinion level where you are sharing your thoughts with each other.
Gone are the days when we have this figment of imagination that this is all some fluffy deal that brings you into heavenly places and you stay up there forever. It's a lie. You have to pay your bills. If your husband is the better financier, allow him to help to manage the finances. Are you with me? If the wife is a better financier, this is not a problem, because you see, when it's done well, both of you are going to be benefited.
Both of you need to respect that each person has his or her way of seeing the thing. Can I suggest that no matter what, both of you will have something valuable to contribute? If there's a relationship that only one person has all the answers, that relationship is going to be in trouble.
We need to understand you can't curse and quarrel and fight all day. And what Nancy Banfield says, to prepare for sex, it doesn't come when you jump into bed at night. But when you jump out of bed at 6 o'clock in the morning, a phone call, a text, something nice, and by 9 o'clock you'll be reaching the point where we are looking forward to heaven at last. God bless you and thank you.
East Jamaica Conference played its part in the first ever staging of the Day of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing held at the Portmore SDA Church this month. More on this report.
EJC is aiming to strengthen its relationship with the Adventist counterparts to make the word of the Lord more accessible to the hearing impaired. Several representatives from the Special Needs Fair from EJC were present at the inaugural Day of the Deaf and Hard of Hearing, organized by the Jamaica Union Conference JAMU at the Portmore Seventh-day Adventist Church in St. Catherine, July 9, 2016. It was there that the announcement was made for the first ever church to accommodate the deaf and hard of hearing will be established in that parish. EJC's pastor Kyle Cunningham, who has been assigned the special needs portfolio, was given the task to promote the Lord Transforming initiative. He noted despite our varied situations, God can still use us. He also emphasized that efforts should be made to facilitate the gospel reaching to persons with special needs.
Now, some people believe that because a person is physically disabled, he's cursed. Or because a person has not the ability to see, the person is blind, that person is cursed. Or because the person is deaf or hard of hearing, something is wrong, more wrong with that person than anybody else. God says you must never have attitude. In other words, we should appreciate that everyone is a child of God with whom we must share the good news of salvation.
Pastor Adrian Cottrell, Sabbath School and Personal Ministries Director with responsibility for special needs at the Jamaica Union, emphasized the importance of the day and gathering.
This day speaks to the fact that the deaf must never be neglected by the hearing community. And the church has a responsibility to ensure that intentional inclusiveness characterizes the work, mission, and ministry of the church at all times.
Minister of Labour and Social Security Shahini Robinson, who was promised to outline that it is her intention to push policies and legislations to ensure the rights of the disabled are upheld.
This is my first term as a Minister of Labour and Social Security, and I'm excited because high on the agenda is a number of legislation and policy decisions to be effective, some of which will impact positively on the lives of persons with disabilities by ensuring them the rights that they're entitled to in order to function as any other citizen.
The main sermon was delivered in sign language and through an interpreter by the deaf Pastor Jeff Jordan, who was recently elected as Honorary Associate Director for the Deaf Ministries for the Seventh-day Adventist World Church. He related his life story and proved that a physical impediment cannot bar a person from accepting Jesus. The special day also facilitated testimonies from the deaf persons, a presentation on deaf culture, among other things. This is Kayon Vaz for Ejc News.
Approximately 75 community services personnel from various churches within East Jamaica Conference congregated at the Golden Acres Resort July 8 through to 10, 2016 for their first ever retreat. Organizers of the retreat were guided by the overarching Inter-American Division initiative of Lord Transform Me in choosing the theme for the retreat, which was Transformed for Service. The retreat was organized by Community Services Director, Pastor Wadsworth McAnuff, and the Community Services Federation team led by Sister Lorna Fowler. EJC President Dr. Eric Nathan, who was the Divine Service Speaker on Sabbath, pointed out that a transformed leader cannot be discouraged.
When you are a transformed leader, a transformed member of the church, every time you give out anything, it is with mission in mind. I just don't give out stuff. I am using what I do as a means to a greater end. And what is the end? We want people to know that more than providing your material comfort, there's a God who is above, who looks down in tender love.
The event, which started Friday evening, concluded Sunday afternoon. 23 missionaries answered the call to visit the foreign land of Suriname to perform humanitarian and evangelistic duties. This is the fifth year that these and other missionaries have visited foreign lands to work for the Lord under the ASI Mission 2000 and Beyond program.
We started in Kingston in 2012 and now we are heading to Suriname after being in Belize, Costa Rica and Dominican Republic. Just now around us are only some of the missionaries, the others will be on the second and third flight coming. But here we are at the Norman Manley Airport with the Executive Secretary. The conference gives a lot of support to what we are doing, the Jamaica Union, the CWD, persons in ASI and persons in churches. They have been doing this for the children. It's a huge task. The children will go and do humanitarian projects, so they'll be on the construction sites.
Our young people, they are the future of our church, and we believe in training and exposing them, not just locally, but internationally. They have been away for 5 years and they have done an excellent job. We are so delighted to know that we can send them as representatives of the East Jamaica Conference to enhance and broaden the work in other territories. I commend the director, Sister Genus, and their team of volunteer workers for the support that they have been giving to this program and other programs.
Parents spoke to the benefits accrued from sending their children on such trips.
We saw when Carissa came back was really an improvement, not only in her spiritual, but also in her physical well-being. We saw where her grades in school, actually she excelled. Now we're having devotion. Carissa is the one who is in charge and is insisting that we're on time. And you know, she has taken it to a different level.
I've been with them on the mission trip and I will continue to be with them on the mission trip. I'm looking forward to next year. And it's just a passion with the children, try to spread God's word. And when you go out and you see them on the field, doing the dirty work, building the construction site and everything, and knowing that they could have been elsewhere, but they have chosen to do God's work.
Another parent believes this is the greatest outreach program of the church because it involves children.
They have a way of reaching people which is very different from how we reach people. It is more realistic, it's more natural, it's spontaneous, it's something that people gravitate to. Even I gravitate to children when they speak because you have no doubt that they're speaking from their heart.
He also finds it dynamic that the language barrier doesn't impede the children from witnessing.
That is extremely difficult, and they still get success, they still reach people, they still bring people to Jesus, people still get baptized. So it's not a joy ride, but there's a lot of joy that comes out of the program.
Missionaries were no doubt very excited.
Last year, many souls were won for the kingdom in the Dominican Republic, and this year we want to do the same when we go to Suriname.
Joy that fills my soul when I help persons, not only with preaching and bringing souls to Christ, but in my humanitarian work, seeing the faces that we help to build their houses, help with the health clinic. So that's what drives me to continue going on the mission for Christ.
The trip will last for 4 weeks. And evangelistic initiatives continued in our various churches over the last quarter, which yielded new souls for the kingdom. For the second quarter, which ended in June, 412 persons were baptized. This brings the total number of persons baptized since the start of 2016 to 959. To God be the glory. And for a look at events to come in the month of August and onwards, please visit our website at www.ejcsta.com and subscribe to our mailing list. And you can also have a look at our Facebook page and follow us on Twitter and Instagram at EJCSTA. And that caps this month's edition of EJC News. God bless.